song before I start streaming. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, you don't need this. Is this hair? It is. I hate this hat. This hat is so... You gotta do the goggles after the hat. That's how the... You know, you gotta put the hat on first. You don't think some things are a process, but like... Some, you know... My receding hairline sucks. That's not why I'm wearing the hat. I'm wearing the hat so you remember I do a show called The Bunny Perspective eventually. Ooh. We're leaving the AC on today. I don't give a fuck about audio quality. I'm just going to put music over that. Fuck. Seems good. Nah, this sucks. Good morning, little dog. Come here, little dog. Do you want to say hello to the internet? Come here, little dog. Matt, come here. Come here. Nope. Okay, he ran away. He wants to go outside. Heather just woke up. Say hi, Heather, from the distance.
Hi.
How's the distance this time of year?
I want to die.
Oh, me too. I woke up with a bad neck ache. I was sitting in the bathroom and I was rolling my neck and it sounded like Rice Krispies. I gotta fucking figure out my pillow situation, dog, or I'm gonna die.
We'll get new pillows.
It reminds me, the glare in my glasses was bugging the fuck out of me last video. I think... Oh yeah, that's gonna happen soon. I gotta figure out my payment this month, though. It's a rush to $300 right now. Or no. Yeah, roughly. I got it, though, I think. Okay. Nope, it's just as bad. It's because of the position of that light, I think. But maybe... And maybe if I... Oh, man. How much of this do you keep in? How interesting is it watching a fat guy fix his shit? I gotta fucking be so self-deprecating now. If you're seeing this, then you've seen a video of me reacting to an old shoe-on-head video, but an old, really fucking stupid video. And it's the next morning, so that means it's part 3 time. What did I learn from watching that? That's an interesting question. See, I've been gone a long time. Like, when I was making videos, the most important thing for me to make for a video was something about some movie ripping off a better movie, right? The bunny perspective was always kind of... And I don't know if people have noticed this as a theme, but I get really irritated by bad ripoffs or bad remakes. And I really love good remakes and good ripoffs. Like an idea that didn't work here, done better here. Like I like that a lot. Like I'm a big fan of recycling ideas. Thundercats roar joke here. I think I don't have a video in me about it. Just shut the fuck up. Fuck. It's Thundercats. It's not important. If we don't draw the line at Thundercats, then what is the line we draw? That's a very good point. Oh no, we're not using a condom. I want to experiment with the audio quality. Fuck me. Boop. So here we are after the intro. So what do I want to talk about? This is like the debrief. I will do a comment response on maybe all 3 videos in the future, but we're gonna wait on that as a video. I'm not gonna count that as part of this. The Stone Vlogs are my opportunity to talk about the political things that I refuse to drag the bunny perspective through. that doesn't mean the bunny perspective doesn't have a political opinion. Phil Bunny and me, you know, we just dimensional parallels. So we have the same fucking opinions. It's just Phil Bunny is his intention is to review media, and my intention is to talk about politics and shit. Ooh, and sexy pervy shit. In the morning, we drink tea. I switched from coffee to tea, and I haven't noticed, but I drink very strong black tea with some other black tea with a flavoring. So this is like a vanilla chai. So it took you 35 years to figure out you're fucking gay, right? Okay, whatever, dude. I use gay and faggot interchangeably, but I'm really just bi. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that to confuse people. Because I will make it very absolutely goddamn clear my intentions with somebody romantically if they give me an opportunity to do that. So if that door opens, I don't open that door anymore. Like, I'm polyamorous and I'm greedy, but I'm not that greedy. And I don't have that much time. But if the conversation comes to it and we're having a good conversation, I will very, very, very thoroughly figure out what my partner knows about me, what they need to know about me, etc., etc., etc. So the first video I think was pretty helpful to get things out. I definitely the second video was more the first video is good for me to clarify where on the spectrum of LGBT I land, and it's definitely straddling B and G, and I think that's most and I'm poly, which is not even on there, which I find to be a little bit annoying. I know polyamorous is kind of almost like a suffix or something, you know, like it's you add it to whatever. I'm a polyamorous bisexual. I'm a polyamorous or polyamorous cis whoever male usually, right, ladies? Oh, you can't tag a man down. My point is, I want to talk about what my reaction in the last couple of years, where you guys hadn't had a lot of eyes on me because I just live streamed occasionally on Twitch and whatever. So, you know, like, I gotta go back to Gamergate, I guess. So my misunderstanding of Gamergate was boys didn't want girls to play video games. And no, Gamergate is this very specific thing with this very specific person. And then it became about Anita Sarkisian and other feminists. And then now it's what we are in now, which is all-out social war, for lack of a better term. I've never seen so many varied people on so many different, like, on there are very clearly two sides. Well, there's three. There's two sides and there's a middle. And the centralists, and a lot of these centralists are much more on the other side of this divide. And I don't want to call it social justice warriors versus anti-social justice warriors with centrists in the middle going, why don't we call it egalitarian? Cut to me saying, why don't we call it egalitarian? I don't love the name feminism, but we're like, do you guys not do these? You mean, like, you understand that homophobia is centered in fucking sexism? It's men can't conceive of the idea of a man being like a woman sexually. You know what I'm saying? So, like, my point is, this is all about feminism, even though the label gets put on like it's everything. All right, can you say that less confusing? You know, it's against my religion to say things less confusingly, but I will, for your sake, I will explain that in a way that is structured and makes sense. All right. So, certain people, like Shoe on Head, and might as well, and these other people who have a very narrow mind view, see what SJWs are trying to do as censorship. Because they like to make a joke like this. I don't make Jewish jokes because my grandfather died in Auschwitz. He fell out of a guard tower laughing. Now, they're worried somebody is going to call them an anti-Semite and not laugh at their joke. And that's 100% what it is. Because when you tell a joke like that, you want to laugh. And when somebody doesn't laugh at you, and instead of laughing at you, chastises you, that's when you draw up these defenses. And that's when you go, oh, this is becoming censorship, and they're not necessarily wrong. Is there a time and place for a joke like that? Yes, he does say it's a guard tower. It implies that you are the grandchild of a fucking Nazi, or a great-grandchild of a Nazi. Like, that's the joke. If the joke is leveled back on yourself, the waters are less dubious. Are they perfectly smooth waters? Nope. That's why again, the hill for me to die on isn't white people being able to say fucking the N-word. Like, the entire point of black people taking the word back and using it in their music was specifically so that it lost power when someone who looks like me yells it with a hard R, get out of my store. Ooh, good timing. Yeah, I was right between thoughts. Yeah, that was really good timing. Good edit point. Because I can definitely hear you from over there. This microphone is so powerful. Can I fit it all in my mouth? So... So I understand the pushback from the anti-SJWs, for lack of a better term. Because again, there seems to be two sides in the center. I don't like this position because I don't like this many narrow views. And that's why I'm glad we have people like ContraPoints and, well, Natalie of ContraPoints and other people that I'm learning about that rationalize, like, they are saying things that I was frustratedly saying back when this started getting bad. So, going back to Gamergate, I did not realize Gamergate broke up Channel Awesome because none of those guys were talking to me. And I didn't realize that, I guess I didn't realize that people fundamentally don't understand what feminism is. Because one day on my live stream, this is a true story, I go, feminism's done, right? Like, it's pretty even for girls. And Holly Brown and Kyle Calgren were both in the chat, and they both go, we need to be on a Skype call with you because you're wrong. And they explained it to me. And I wasn't being malicious. Because at the time I thought, what was the point of feminism? I was thinking of feminism in terms of Mary Poppins. We're clearly soldiers in petticoats. Is it petty or petty? With a D or a T?
Petty.
Petty? It's petticoats? They're called petticoats?
Oh, yes, because they're so petty.
Exactly. What a horrible name for your... They're cute, though.
They weren't named by men. Or they weren't named by women.
Oh.
Men made all of our clothes.
Still do. You don't get pockets, bitch.
I know. Fuck the patriarchy. Give me pockets.
Listen, this is a long-term goal for me to get my female compadres actual pockets in their pants. Because, seriously, guys, it's ridiculous that women don't have legit pockets. Men are like, women, what do you need such big purses for? And they have, like, I can put everything I need in my pockets. Like, I don't need, but I've seen I can't get past my knuckles in women's pants pockets. That's what fucking feminism is, you idiots. Pockets. Sometimes physically, in a vaginal sense. Other times, you make your own. Science. I thought these fucking dumb atheists worship science. Dude, I'm saying so many things to really piss off like a TJ or a Armored Skeptic. I'll be so excited if Armored Skeptic picks this up, because he's gonna be so fucking dumb shit. You know, he's gonna be so dumb. What are they gonna say to me? Well, they're not going to, right? This is go into obscurity and no one will watch this. Am I wrong? You know what? I've decided. I figured out the way I can maybe get some eyes on this. Do you know who might like this series? Who? Dan Olson.
Oh fuck yeah!
I think Dan might actually. He might actually promote this. Hey Dan, promote my videos, please, please, Daddy. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, I supply that sausage. Why isn't everyone queer? It's way more fun. Heather doesn't know. She's a queer too.
Hey, Q is the way to be.
Q's the answer, man. I guess I land on Q, right? Because I'm a pervert?
I'm a Q too. Well, you're a B.
No, I'm Q. Just because I don't want to get fucked in the butt doesn't mean I'm not a fucking weirdo queer.
Q LMNOP QRST.
Oh man, don't say that. The SJWs will show up and explain that you're wrong. But it's not that much more different. It's SJW. It's LGBT, and then it's
QRS.
It's LGBTQ. Mm-hmm. It's been that for a long time.
Yeah. And
then they added I and A for intersex and ally, which is a straight person that isn't a fuckhead.
Okay. A
straight person that's like, I think it's ally questioning.
Oh, okay. So I'm
So if you go, hey, would you like, if you ever ask someone their preferred pronoun, but you're straight, cis, that you're an ally. That's okay. If you've ever given a shit about another human being, you're an ally. So I actually need to give my shitty job's boss credit, because my boss sounds like the readiest redneck ever. He's probably the most tolerant person I've ever met in my life. Like, he's a little sexist, but who isn't? But, you know, well, he's horny, I guess. It's hard to differentiate where the line between horny and fucking being maliciously sexist is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people who are pretty like you to mention that their tits are great. But there's time and fucking place, dummy. Gee. Like, that's my whole point, you know? Like, everything is fine, time and the place. There's time and place. So the SJWs go, there's no time, there's no place for these things. All I can hear is you shucking fucking peanuts, you realize? I'm sorry, I don't know why I love you, but we have no sound booth. I'm trying to be a good person.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was that.
Oh no! All I can hear is It's this microphone.
Sorry, I'll stop.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just. If I started with the condenser, I'd have been fine. But then I wouldn't be able to hear your commentary. So.
I gotcha.
This cunt's making me put her little stupid cartoon in here every time she opens her dumb twatty mouth. Michael, are you really trying to get all the SJWs to hate you? Anita Sarkisian is a poop head. And she...
Oh, fuck!
Oh no, my girlfriend's mad at me, and my girlfriend's dog's mad at me because of the obvious sexism. Because I called her a poopy head. No, she spilled tea on herself because the dog jumped in her lap. You're having a real good morning, aren't you? Why didn't you just sit in the papasan that's vertical instead of the couch that makes you slump all the way over?
I didn't...
Nope, I'm sorry. I'm not expecting you to answer that question. I was being mean.
I was shucking peanuts, you fuck.
You notice my turn immediately switches when you get topless. Mm-hmm. Hey, I gotta turn this off for a second, guys. Oh, right. Never mind. Ba-dum-bum. Oh, it's probably not super widely known by this point. For the, whatever. Okay, so where was I? I was yada yada. I was blotty blotty. I was what was I saying before I was so rudely interrupted by peanuts? Making a face. Oh, I was saying that Anita Sarkisian's a poop head. Thank you. You pulled me out of that nosedive. That bit had no ending.
Good thing I'm taking a shower before work.
Thank fuck. Hey, I also want to thank Dan Harmon for reintroducing saying bit when you're trying to make a joke so that people can know I'm doing a bit before they...
Not a fully formed joke.
Or not even that, like, so they know I'm not being serious. Like if we go, trannies are queer traps. That's a bit. That was all a bit. Love me. What?
Was it though?
Boom, boom, boom. Whoop, boom. So, my point being, twatty. Oh, I told you to shut your cunting twatty mouth or something. Yeah.
Hey, cut's my word. You will never use it in anger against me because it is my word.
All right. I need a little less color commentary so I can get through this. I love you. Thanks, Hila. Oh, Ethan, you're so brave. Oh, you're making fun of Israel's now? Yeah, they're pretty shitty to Palestinians, guys. But Muslims suck. Not all Muslims believe every tiny bit of it, and yes, there's a problem with everything has a... I hate all religion, guys. God. What were we talking about? Oh, feminism and shit. But I thought we were talking about you and your complicated relationship with the word faggot. Well, the thing is when I started this, when I looked at the shoe on head thing, and then I remembered, oh yeah, I hate when people are just wrong. And then I was like, I should start punching up more. Because I love punching up. Who's going to stop me? So, like, going back to Channel Awesome stuff. Oh, they turned it off. Oh, they all clicked off at once. I know, Channel Awesome is so April. To be fair, because a girl rejected a guy, 8 people died in a school. So, I don't know if there's like, I have to discuss misandry a lot, and I also have to discuss why we need to, like, figure out this gut thing, or we're all gonna die. Also, I've seen too many black people murdered on camera for my taste. See, for me, if I see injustice, that's all I see. You know, like, it's not a... It's like when Milo comes out and is trying to identify with the understanding that systemic racism is a thing, and him, them, they, being born white and female, genetically, like, physically, but because they feel fluid, and they get all this shit. I mean, Milo's like the most resilient person I've ever seen on the internet because, wow. I mean, I think someone said something was I would fuck him in his cunt or something. It's just like, it was pretty brutal when Milo was coming out male. But Milo isn't male. Milo is fluid. Milo feels what Milo feels. Milo's a great name for that, too. It's like BMO. I thought everyone learned that fucking lesson with BMO. Am I wrong? Heather, you could chime in. BMO from Adventure Time is non-gendered.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know that?
Nuh-uh.
Voiced by...
Is she
no.
non-binary?
That's the joke, I think.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's they always, it's never he or she, it's they.
Okay.
Watch it. We're going to watch Adventure Time. That's going to be our next cartoon. Actually, we're going to talk about ball masters. Maybe, wait, you work tonight, don't you?
Yeah.
When's your next day shift? When you tell me, Heather and I are going to talk about ball masters before we get to Star Trek Season 2. So if you liked Star Trek Season 1's discussion, or you haven't seen it, It's here, you fuckhead. It's in the same fucking playlist. I made a fucking... I'm just going to cut that out for comedic effect or leave this whole thing in like it's a bit. I don't know which yet. But my point is, so you didn't know that about BMO? You know BMO was voiced by a lady, though.
Right.
But yeah, BMO's character is non-binary.
The same lady who did...
Yeah. Gravity Falls.
Yes.
Yes. I can't think of the character's name, but yeah. Any rate, my point being, so Milo's like this... I hesitate to use the word cockroach since I saw one in my sink this big this morning. Look at my fingers. Literally. Literally. Do you know what a man does with a cockroach this big? He reaches out as quickly as he can and turns on the hot water and points it at it and hopes it hits it. And goes, ah! 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 Ah!
Was it in the sink?
Yes. That's where they're coming from.
Joy.
2 more months, you guys. Hey, live in a cockroach-infested apartment at least for a few months of your life. You'll really appreciate a non-cockroach-infested apartment.
I'm gonna appreciate my next apartment, yo.
It's a new thing, but it's really fucked. Any rate, so, I don't know if that's going to stay in, but it is on the full, like the whole live one stays up on the live channel. I got to get the URL fixed. I can't remember how to get the URL, but it's going to be the bunny live stream. And it's going to be its own channel, just like how Contra has a live stream channel. And I'm just going to do things like this where I record stuff. So when I'm doing the bunny perspective stuff on camera, I'll be doing all that live. I'll do all the puppet stuff live. That's foreshadowing, because like I'm scripting now. Episode 1 is this thing. Episode 2 is top 5 worst Nostalgia Critic episodes, because I got a really good reception on it. I have to revisit. I'm revisiting every episode that was suggested to me on Twitter, so if you want to suggest more to me, the cutoff date is probably going to be the end of what is today? 22nd? End of this month, so whatever, because this is going to come out like tomorrow for me. Because I'm going to edit the Shoe on Head video today, and then put that out tonight, and I'm going to put this one out tomorrow. Trying to get my work ethic up. And I'm also working on the board game stuff today on stream. Proud of me?
Very.
That's all I want you to say. Be proud of me, mommy. No, sorry. I know. It was real gross for me too. I know it was gross for me too. Like, I don't like when she calls me daddy.
I have literal daddy issues.
She has daddy issues though, so I don't push it. See, because I'm a decent human being, and I'm polyamorous, which means I have another girlfriend that's cool with it. A couple of, maybe.
I don't know what I'm gonna do if my other partners want me to call him daddy. I'll be like, can I do something else?
Just explain what you explain to me. Just explain as much as you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Just
explain, look, I got the opposite daddy issues. You want the horny daddy issues. There's a difference. Whatever. It's still an issue. It's just, it's a more fun way to resolve that issue, rubbing it out.
Yeah.
Still kind of an issue. Kind of. Can I get back to my point?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Heather will be on in the next thing that we do. Say hi, Heather.
Hi.
Now go away forever.
Bye.
Bye, Toon Heather. It was great putting you in there in the corner. All right, so don't say bye anymore. She was going to. I will cue you when I'm ending this. Okay. You'll know when, because I'll have pulled out the fan.
Oh, hey.
Oh no, shit! God damn it! That was an example. For a second time. Okay, so I don't think I have. I think it would actually behoove me if I was a monogamous straight man for the cause. If I was for the cause as a monogamous straight man, I'm definitely not a great figurehead for SJWs. I'm a flawed person, but I'm not gonna pull any punches on these fucking assholes. I don't know TJ. TJ was never around when things were going down. And between TJ and Lindsay, Team Lindsay 1,000,000%. Lindsay can hate me forever. It doesn't fucking matter. TJ sucks. His videos are unwatchable. I don't get his audience, and it's why I know I'll never be popular. Because if I understood why TJ is popular, I would just do that. Oh, maybe I do. No, I don't. I don't even want to do a joke. I don't even want to do a fucking bit. That's how little I think about TJ on a fucking regular basis. But then I will watch these videos because I'm trying to piece together the shit that I've been ignoring. So I want you to focus. I want you to understand where my focus has been for the last 3 years. League of Legends. That's it. I know a lot about that fucking game. You can ask me a lot about League of Legends, and I can tell you a lot about League of Legends. I have always been a very open-minded person when it comes to sex, sexuality, because I'm a giver. And I mentioned this before, but I'm like a really, it's very non-masculine, which makes me irritated because I don't see myself as not masculine just because I don't tick every fucking box. I tick most of the boxes that goddamn count, okay? Like, I haven't named my dick. I think that's weird. I think guys that name their dick is weird. But you can name my dick if you want to. You wiggled your eyebrows. Oh, I was about to make 2 good jokes, and I can't make them. You pervert. Man, when you kick your closet door open, it's going to be great. Now everyone's curious. I might have edited this out. I don't think anyone's watching the full live ones. Maybe these scumbag fuckwads that want to make response videos to this, but I don't think anyone's going to notice it. You know what I'm saying? I'm of 2 minds with these videos. Of one mind, I'm like, what if the right person sees this and then just retweets it and then a bunch of people show up? Or the wrong person does and a bunch of people show up. But I know my mind of either of these 2, those are also like the best case scenarios. And I just know for a fact what's going to happen is no one's going to see this. It's going to influence nothing. But it's fine. It doesn't discourage me because I've got all the other things that are discussable. And maybe some people will come back and find this and find it valuable. So I want to discuss this from the point of view of someone that completely understands being frustrated as a white male with a bunch of people telling you that you're a bad person for being a white male. And I kind of discussed this in an earlier video, but like, you know, I make a joke about it and I'm flippant about it. But I don't want my race to influence the understanding of my opinions or ideas or creations. I don't want that to affect it any more than a black person or an Asian person or a Korean person. Why do you always go to black first? Because I'm a white person, black person. I didn't do it on purpose. You know, it's in there not on purpose. Because those of us that grew up with 90s shows, it was never weird for there to be a black character or a Jewish family. And it was never weird for me to be like, oh, these things are different, because the only character I identified with was Gonzo ever in cartoons. And that's still true. You know, I'm not a Mabel. I'm not a Dipper. I'm a fucking Gonzo. Gonzo's cynical, but he'll fucking do insane fucking things that you do not understand, but also is shockingly rational. You're gonna cry about Gonzo? Holy shit, this is gonna be the easiest video for these idiots to pick apart ever. They're gonna love you because you're gonna do a response video, then they're gonna do a response video, and then it's gonna go forever. And then I'm gonna make that money, and I'm gonna make that money. I'm gonna rub that money on my dick and balls. I'm gonna come on money, wanna fuck money, I wanna fuck it. Oh, I fuck it. Mac hates capitalism. No, dos vida. I am a blushing dog. Like, we give kind of the dogs the same voice most of the time, which is the... But Mac has generally been getting the Terry voice from Pee-wee's Playhouse. Oh, why won't you pay attention to me? Oh, the most annoying character in history. Oh, why are you being so loud? Oh, I fire the car. When we cut them balls off, buddy, that'll cut out that fucking masculinity. And you'll be girly like you should be.
It doesn't work like that, Dados.
Gender is in your mind. Yeah, that's the dog voice. All right, God damn it. So, any rate, my point being, what was my point? What was I talking about before I was talking? Gonzo. Fuck. So I only ever identified with Gonzo, and I don't, you know, like, I don't know that many people who, like, I know a lot of people who like Gonzo as a character quite a bit, but I don't, maybe a lot of people do. Maybe a lot of weird, queer, bisexual weirdos do. But, like, there's a song in Muppet Babies called Weirdo, and it's just a joy. You know, it's like celebration of being odd. And has all this surrealist art, you know? The new one's pretty good. I feel like he's more random than weird in the new one. But random and weird are cousins, so I'm okay with that. But, like, third cousins, so if they make out, it's not a big deal. My point being, I'm just like, I was out of the scene for a long time, and I was watching atheist videos, and I think I can't remember why I was getting on it. Oh, Trump was being elected, Dadoy. So I was like, what's the Christian movement looking like right now? And I didn't want to see it from their perspective. So I started watching a few people. Started watching Hugo and Jake, Michigan represent. By the way, side conversation, probably for patrons only, about Hugo and Jake. I didn't realize I said, "up" instead of "excuse me" until his fucking video. And I do it all the time. I do it in virtual space. Like, if I click the wrong thing, I go, "up," and then I go, "You did it again, you fucker. You fucking Michiganding fuck." They know it now. So, thank you for that. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for outing my very obvious Michigan thing now. Up.
Whoop.
Whoop. It's a variation of up. Yeah. And by the way, yeah, so I started watching Hugo and Jake, Armored Skeptic, Logicked. I tried to watch TJ's videos. Barf. Didn't even get to it. Never watched Sargon. Have no interest. But I was also watching Anita Sarkisian and getting annoyed. But it wasn't... Oh, no, it wasn't season 2 yet. Maybe it was season 2. No, it had to have been season 2. Season 2 is really bad. It's really bad. I can't decide if it's a bunny perspective conversation or a Stone Vlog conversation, but Anita Sarkisian's video is the next reaction video I do. And it's going to be something from season 2. I think that season is abysmal. And it's not her fault, I don't think. I think she got put in a position where it was too serious to be fun. And then she tried to turn it back around to be fun, and she's not good at that. I don't know. I like Anita on a personal level. She seems fine. I don't think she's doing a bad thing. Like, you know, it's like punching Nazis, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Nazis advocate for there to be a white nation and that to be America, which I happen to be stuck in. And I'm like, but I like diversity. So please, no, please. Can you do that in like a very, if you want your Eurostate, can it be a very small section in a shitty part of America in Alaska at the very end of it where no one gives a fuck? Can we call it, oh, those guys? And that's what your country is called? Oh, those guys. And you guys can just do whatever you need to do up there? And yeah, oh, I'm being flippant. Oh, there's quite a few of us. There's quite a few of us covering our nipples and being very afraid for all of this femininity being such a thing. And yeah, my titties hurt in the morning and I don't know why. And I'm frustrated. I'm male and boo, boo, boo. That's all I hear. Whatever. So I started watching all of them at the same time. Logic to remain consistent. Logic is something is great. And if you need to fall asleep to something, perfection. And his political views don't disgust me. He's skeptical about feminist, SJW stuff. Like he's of the same opinion that I am in that Extreme is extreme. And I agree with that. If you're an extreme, if you're a TERF or something, and you do these weird shit like that, like that's, I don't understand that, and I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I can't rationalize that out. So then you must be, it's like, you're corrupting my program, so then I get confused and starts to stutter, and I can't get, because I'm trying to understand your logic, and then I go, but how can you be a feminist and not include trans people? Because they are gender-like, going to be looking like women and being therefore treated like women. Oh, every time I see a trans person, I know 100% right away that guy is a guy, never was a girl ever. I never fell for it, and I cover my nipples when I'm afraid of that. I get that. I feel that. I definitely feel that. I've had friends that have said that to me who are otherwise very nice people who got very judgy about transsexuals. And I don't know what the root cause is. I suspect it goes back to the cheating thing. It's like a lie. Lying bothers people. Injustice bothers people, okay? And you can't, like, so it's like they're being lied to, but this person, they are a female to that, but they may be in a position where they're not. Does this make, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's that whole episode on Always Sunny with Mac, where he's dating the transitioning woman. It's, I mean, I'm just like, there are ways to have conversations about this stuff that are interesting and funny and still make a point. Because, you know, Mac's treatment of her is not, you are not supposed to sympathize with that character. It is very, you know, and I know that there are hardline people who are like, well, that's bad too, because jokes are bad. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But also, She Went Ahead uses the easiest joke possible every fucking time. Every time. So does Armored Skeptic. So I tried to watch Shoe on Head because I was watching Armored Skeptic, but then he did this turn where he's just like, this SJW, anti-SJW stuff. And I was listening to somebody making a perfectly rational argument. And then I was listening to this whiny white guy who sounds like he could be working on the radio any second. Like, you just get a job on the radio. I don't know why he's dicking around on YouTube. He's got radio voice. Go get a job on the radio where you can say any dumb shit thing you want because no one uses it except dumb shits that think the way you think. Like, it's just, I'm calling you out, Armored Skeptic. You're lame. You're lame ass. And you poop. You let me down, buddy. You're supposed to be smarter than these other guys. But you're just a clicking baity motherfucker who fucking fucks clickbaits. You, sir, are a clickbait fucker. Was any of that cogent?
Take two.
Okay. Armored Skeptic, you're a poopy head. And you sniff your own farts. In your mask. You got a tube. It's up your butt. It goes. You don't even need to fart. It just. Why is that so juvenile? It's not even a joke. It's just, I want to amuse myself in a way. I want this to be so over the top that there's no way that anyone can construe this as I care. I don't care. Like, the people I want to see this are Natalie of Counterpoints, Lindsay, I guess, Dan Olson, definitely. Hey, Dan. Hi, Dan. Who else? Just, you know, somebody that might actually take me seriously. I don't know. Fuck it. But I'll take any support, period. So retweeting and all that shit or whatever. Or nice comments or mean comments. I don't care anymore. I'll do a comment response eventually. I think I've said that 8,000 times. I think that's mostly to remind me that I'm going to do it. I'm trying to get to the point of this. So I've been watching a lot of videos to catch up on what people have been saying on both sides. So it took me a long time to get to these questions for SJWs. And I've literally only watched response videos. The last one I watched was Tom Avila. Would you say that is Avila? That last name, top one? Tom Avila.
Yeah.
Really good. It was a really good video. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. But but there's this thing called questions white men have for SJWs. Every time I just go, you're marginalizing. They of course pick the really gross woman that's in, like for the lesbian, because that's the joke. It's always the joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a scene in Road Trip where the skinny dude fucks this heavyset black lady, and the entire joke is he's into it. And everyone laughs at him because he's into it. I'm just like beyond that, man. Like, that's all this is to me. That's all I see this as. I mean, I don't see it as anything else. Like, when Shoe on Head calls someone retarded, that's all I read as that joke. That joke from Road Trip, or whatever the fuck movie it was. Maybe it was Euro Trip. Whatever it was, there's a skinny nerd, and he fucked a gross person who's disgusting to everyone. It's like, quit yucking everyone's yum for a joke. It's so easy. It's the lowest hanging fruit on the planet. And if you're going to pick low-hanging fruit, do what the social injustice warrior does and go, hey, here's the low-hanging fruit. Here's some just mean jokes. And I appreciate that, because it's like, don't take this seriously. This is what... But you don't do that. You mix everything together. So all it seems like you're doing is like what you're saying is snark rules, like and I get... this is frustrating. Like the conversation's frustrating and nuanced, and there's a lot to it, and I keep approaching it from one direction, and something pulls me in this other direction, and which is why eventually we'll get a mediator for all this kind of stuff. Hopefully, I want to have a conversation with Iron Liz, because I think we might have an interesting pushback on definitions of trans, because I think I'm more inclusion. I have a more open understanding of trans people than she does, but we won't take it personally, which would be really fun. And she appears on some more right-leaning things, which I think would be good. So when I do that, I'll announce it on Twitter. Pay attention to that. What are you, wrapping up? Yes. I've been going for 47 minutes. We're definitely wrapping up. My point with this video is I'm catching up to what the mentality has been for a while, and I'm really hoping some people clue up and just get the fuck over it. I hate using goddamn terminologies, and I hate when PC rhetoric becomes the norm, and that the only way for me to be understood is to use words that I get fundamentally frustrated are used incorrectly. Okay? I do relate to that. Sometimes you need to, just to be specific. So for my sexuality, queer works-ish. If they need better definition, bisexual, polyamorous. I'm into femininity to the point where I don't care what biologically you are, as long as you are femi, and still into tomboys and twinks. So there's like this outer reach of like boyish or girlish. Those are bad terms, but you know what I mean. Like, so you just want to fuck youth? Yes. Doesn't everyone just want to fuck youth? Isn't that the whole point? God, I hate being judged on that. I know, that's not it. You can be an older twink. Like, they exist. I want someone who doesn't annoy the shit out of me, and then we also have good sexual chemistry on some level. It doesn't have to be every level, because I'm polyamorous. That's how you solve that problem. Or, I don't know, shoe on head, you can marry your brother. Whatever the fuck. They're so boring. You know, and you know what's so crazy is Armored Skeptic is like a former Christian or whatever. He's like in this really culty Christian thing. He's super afraid of the culty nature of it, blah, 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 blah. And he's spending all this time dealing with like feminism like it's that. And it's not the fucking same fucking thing. So, whatever. This is me. This is some queer calling out all the big boys of atheism and rational thinking. Because it's emotional thinking at any level, that means it's invalid, gentlemen. Thanks. Well, that's interesting. It's all chemicals, right? So emotions are chemicals. Hallucinogenics are chemicals that induce other chemicals in your brain. Like, your brain has receptors for chemicals. Do we agree on that? So can we agree that if chemicals are different in different people, that maybe different things happen with those different things? Or am I being a crazy cray-cray? Oh no, is Bunny dumb? And me dumb? Heather, me dumb because me think that there's a possibility that chemicals in our brain treat us differently, and that maybe everything is valid, and stop being a shitlord, and if you want to be an attack helicopter, you can, because there's Second Life. Oh fuck, I'm stuck.
Shit. Let it happen.
Okay. I just didn't want to knock anything over. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Aw. I'm on the ground now. Hi, Heather.
Hi.
I'm glad you put pants... That's spit. I'm glad you put pants on. Hi, dog. All right.
I had pants on.
Then you pull that chair over. I was making a joke. Or top on, rather.
Live, everybody.
Oh, this is going to be a good video. Alright, what else are we doing for wrap-ups? Right. Junk art. Art on junk. Now, these may have already been sold by the time you see this, but they're examples. It's just cardboard that I think is good or interesting. Okay. Art on junk. There should be an Etsy link. Or maybe there'll be a Twitter. There'll be some place where there'll be information on this. You don't have room on your phone for Etsy, do you?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
My new phone, maybe.
Oh, right. Okay. So, at any rate, if I don't have a place for that, I can always use that clip later. All right. We're doing the wrap-up still, right? The summation. Oh, right. I made this whole big thing about how maybe chemicals in the brain, yada, yada. Okay, yeah. I made a big point by, like over dramatic. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. You know, I guess my point is, like, Armored Skeptic said something like, when is the white male voice going to be relevant again? And then you're like, okay. But then you go, well, you know, just other people are asking to be recognized the way you recognize yourself as a straight white male. Like, they're not trying to be Nazis, but like, here's my thing. How would you react to somebody just saying, "Oh, I just prefer to be called blank," or whatever, if you don't mind? Are you really just gonna be annoyed? You might make a joke behind their back, but like, I mean, I guess if you think that's gonna get you. But I mean, like, why do people do that in the first place? They do it for social acceptance. I think the only reason if I either talked about somebody behind their back, it was like, am I crazy, or is this person doing this, or it's, you know, to practice for me to tell them to their face. I don't like things ambiguous. I don't like not knowing how things are how people are perceiving me or the situation or whatever. I like to be in on everything to make sure that everything's going okay. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'm a fucking bad person or a cuck or a shithead or whatever. I mean, I don't feel bad about that. I just, you know, I feel bad that so many people who claim to be rational do so many irrational, crazy things, and then, you know, or they're just doing it for views, and it's just kind of like, well, then you're a sellout. And like the 90s in me is like, sellouts suck. You know, be cool, chill out. And at any rate, I think there are bigger problems that we can talk about, because I'm really excited to talk about gun control. I think that's the next one for these kind of like multi-part series kind of things. But there'll be before that comes out, there'll be some other stuff, including the first episode of the Bunny Perspective. I'm putting a hard line. I'm hoping not this Sunday. No, well, let's say there might be a new Bunny Perspective next week. Let's do that. Let's say that. I don't know when though. Next week I'm gonna pick a day to put the episode out, but I don't want to. I'm gonna give myself that kind of deadline. And yeah, sometime next week, kids. Is it gonna be Sunday in 2 weeks? Maybe. Don't you want it to look good? That'll be a video. Did I make any good points?
You did.
I found it. I was really paranoid for the first one, but when I sat down to edit it last night, it was really cogent. It was entertainingly chaotic. How about that? I do ramble a bit, but I got it reined down, so it's a tight 15.
Good.
All right, I gotta do social media stuff, so I'm done streaming for now. If you wanted to, obviously, most people didn't see this live, but this is the full version, so you saw stuff that was cut out. And I hope everybody understands when I go time and place, that includes when I call Shoe on Head a cunt. She is one, though. Oh, Dad called me.